before we get to Thanksgiving Thursday, we get to have a champ's lunch full of beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, yam, ham, ram. I don't know how that song goes. We get a little bit of an appetizer here in the movie trivia competition, also known as the Schmoedown. It's Drew McWeeny and Marc Andreyko, the first match in the singles Ultimate Schmoedown tournament. Very interesting matchup here. These are both fan favorites, and a lot of people have been going either way on this. So many people's brackets could be absolutely ruined the first match in. So what will everyone's bracket be like after this first match? Will it be like having that first delectable piece of pumpkin pie, or will it be like watching the Detroit Lions on Thursday? Well, let's find out now on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours now is mine, and I dream broken dreams. I make them come true. I make them for you.
So a lot of you out there might be wondering, what the heck is JTH wearing? Well, this is actually a official Schmoedown TeePublic shirt. Now you might be wondering, well, where the heck is it? I've never seen it before. Well, this is actually one of the advantages of actually being a Patreon supporter. This was actually a Patreon exclusive TeePublic shirt that they designed specifically for Patreon users who wanted to order it. I was very interested in getting it. Obviously, being myself, JTH, two-time Wrestling Trivia Showdown champion of the world, I think I'm very much worthy to wear this shirt, the Andrew Guy Champs Lunch shirt. This is one of several shirts that they plan on doing in the very near future. No official word of if they plan on doing any more or what any designs would be if they choose to. But yeah, really liked the idea. Went ahead and got it the second that they announced it. And yeah, looks really great. Obviously, it's just like every other TeePublic shirt that they post. You can get it in pretty much any color that you want. I got, black, which obviously with my camera looks like gray. But we're done talking about my camera quality. So let's get into the match now. Drew McWeeny, Marc Andreyko. This is a match where I feel like both guys, let alone the fact that it's a tournament match, I feel like both of these players really feel like they need to win this match. Try to get, their ship righted. Marc Andreyko, as obviously everybody knows, was one slight goof away from being the Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion. And Drew McWeeny, since losing to Ethan Irwin, has not had a singles match since then. So jumping back into the singles fray, and really determined, I think, to try and get a singles championship match. This is one of the few things that has eluded him so far. He's had great showings in the free-for-all. Obviously, he's a team champion now. The one thing that has eluded him so far is that singles championship or just a singles championship match. My head and heart slightly favors McWeeny on both sides. Simply because I think he's going to play it a lot, cooler, a lot more laid back. The one thing about the Anarchy Team Tournament that really surprised me is that Andreyko seemed, a bit tense in some of those matches. He usually seems to be the laid back, calm, cool, and collected person. But during his final match when he teamed with Snyder against Latham Paddington 2, it was, he seemed really flustered. And when Snyder started going off the rails, he started going off the rails with him, which was very uncharacteristic for him. Going to be interesting to see how he fares, considering how his last singles match fared, being obviously the championship match with William Bibbiani. So, obviously, I'm just hoping for a great match. I think this will absolutely deliver that. So, I'm done talking. Let's do this in 3, 2, and 1.
I want your movie release date slice. I want this face on your slice.
You want your face on movie release dates? See, what happens
They're gonna
is
hype up
you
this
have to
big
earn
match
that.
again. Had to earn.
Hey, coward, you got a real hero.
That
It's a
face
notarized
does not
document. I
belong on movie release.
He's gonna keep it. He's gonna keep it.
Oh, I love it.
this is one of those situations where I'm not sure what to feel about it. Actually having real stakes in a Patreon match. Again, I think I've said it before. I'm not sure what to think about it because they always addressed saying that these Patreon matches would be exhibitions only. So
it's just destroyed everything I held dear.
You're a real mess, kid.
Ah! How did you?
How did what?
I locked the door.
Come on now. It's been a year. You're not used to this by now?
he's a wall master.
Well, what a year it's been. It's been, I would say, spectacular, wouldn't you? And it all capped off recently with your big Darth Vader moment. I love that you're like, no, against me. And guess what? It's all coming down to this, my friend. You remember this, don't you? Remember this? So I got it right here. It's right here. This is your way out, my friend. This is your golden ticket. So if I give this to you, you're gonna be like, touch that again, I'm gonna break your hand. You touch this again.
The violence inherited in the
I
system.
want to give it to you, though. I want to give it to you because then you take it and you're going to be like, I got a golden ticket. I got a golden ticket. All you got to do for this, you're way out. I'll be out of your hair for good. No more none of this. No more. All you got to do, are you listening? You challenge Harloff.
No.
What was that? No. I don't like that. No, that's a wussy. No, I want to, no. If you're going to say no, say it like that, like a man, like you had some balls before. Here, you're going to say yes. You're going to say yes with the biggest smile on your face because I will be out of your hair. All you got to do is challenge Harloff. It's as simple as that. Just say yes. Go yes. Because if you don't, guess what? The computer with this on, I'm going to go share, 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 retweet, 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 be everywhere. The kids and everyone will have this. All the fans will have this. They'll have the receipts, as they call it. Those kids say, I got the receipts on you. But then, I can give this to you. You can do whatever you want with it. Just challenge Harloff. Say yes. Because you know what? I want to see more of this. You had your little fun with your no moment. Now I'm going to have my fun. Just like always. Go get him. Go get him. Go challenge him. Come on. Come on, champ. There you go. Here. Look like $1 million now. Look at me. Smile on your face. I love it. Remember?
Yes.
I got a golden ticket. I got a golden ticket. I got a golden ticket.
Sometimes it's not great to have a golden ticket because then you blow up like a balloon or get stuck in a pipe and drown in chocolate or fall through a chute where eggs are. I've learned not to do that.
Chance Ellison, Ethan Irwin, Dan Merle, Stacy Howard, Andreyko, McWeeny, Ben the Boss
Andreyko
Babe,
with the
Clark
Popeye
Wolf.
face.
The singles tournament begins. The winner of that entire tournament faces
Hey,
John
there-
the Outlaw Roca at the Spectacular.
Hey Mark, are you gonna win? I certainly hope so.
What a battle we're in for.
Curious. I have never gone up against Roca, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I think Roca is somebody that you kind of have to go up against if you're going to be in the league.
Absolutely.
It's sort of a rite of passage. I want something.
9 months later.
Make it happen, all right?
Actually, it might have been longer than 9 months.
Whatever you want. Yeah, just sure. Do it.
Want
You are
red
going to
meat,
play
want good
the
fight.
winner of Lon
Carrie
Ethan.
Fisher, the late
And then
great Carrie
after that
Fisher,
match,
stares you
will
down.
win Roca or Snyder.
And your winner, Ethan!
But no, it's awesome, and I can't wait. I feel like now that I've really started to make a name for myself, I've just got to keep moving up the ladder. I feel like the next step is the Godfather himself.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Ethan!
Now, you guys also have an Iron Man match coming up against the Patriot.
It is really a head-to-head knowledge match. It's not about the game anymore. It really comes down to we're just going to trade blows back and forth.
And your winner!
F yeah! F yeah! Oh, language now. Now I have to turn the parental guidance on.
In the Schmoedown,
Thanks,
there's
Drew.
only one logical step left, and that is to walk away.
Walk away with and give up both championships.
Give up both
Time to
belts.
walk
And what's gonna
away
happen here is
until
that
my
Big
movie
Mike will play the
release
winner
dates
of
Patreon
Andreyko
match,
and
which
Irwin,
we
and that
just
will be
hyped
our new
up.
champion. And your winner,
It's so great to see that match again. Tim Burton, thanks to me. Me. I'm starting to sound like those kids in Willy Wonka.
To earn his spot here today for the championship.
And your winner, William the Beast!
They cut out that entire bit. Drat! Caught me unprepared. Singles tournament begins. Oh, that poor carrot. One man, very determined, very angry, and Mark, he just laid back. He just walk up to you. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. This is a champ's dinner right here. Shh. Hello, Mark. Hello, Christian. The gang's all here.
The singles tournament officially begins. We're done with the gauntlet. Ben Bateman has gotten that 8th spot, and now the tournament of the 8 elite begin. Mark, how are you?
Christian, I am doing great because it is playoff
8
season.
elite? Well, the Pokemon people won't understand that. No, it's the Elite
Four.
4. What are you talking about?
We really have a good matchup to kick off this entire format.
Oh, this is in a lot of different tournaments. This is a semifinal. Shoot, it's a final. It is between two of the elite players of the league. They got matched up. That's just the way this tournament ran this year. You have on one side of the bracket, and something you just don't hear often, the underdog, is the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown team champion of the world, the Godfather Drew McWeeny, who is 4-3. He has an okay
just say there's
record
no
this year. He
favor,
beat
no underdog.
former
Go out
champion
there,
William the Beast
play.
Bibiani, but lost to rookie sensation Ethan Irwin. He's going up against a longtime friend, but someone who's having a tremendous year in singles.
Good
and in general
friends,
this
but
year.
they
That's
make
the Android
better
Marc
enemies.
Andreyko. Marc Andreyko this year is 3-1. He won a triple
Anytime to
threat
whip
match
out a
against Jimmy the Machine and
WWF
Stacey
reference.
Howard. He beat Ben Bateman, who's on a roll right now, and he beat the man who beat McWeeny in Ethan Irwin.
Thanks to Tim Burton.
One loss this
Who
year
gave
comes
him that?
to his rival, the man he can't beat, the William the Beast Bibiani, but that's it this year for the Android.
Yeah, we like seeing friends when they compete. It's a shame that a friendship of 2 decades perhaps is going to end here today, but that's the way it goes. No, they are not going to like each other anymore. They will.
The
no
mega
longer be
powers are going to
exchanging
explode.
holiday gift cards because it means just that much. The winner of this advances. The loser is out of the tournament. Drew McWeeny, Marc Andreyko. You're right. It's odd to see Drew McWeeny going to be sitting on that side of the ledger, but when you go up against the Android, that's what you get.
Both are coming off of good performances in the team tournament. Drew McWeeny was partnered up with Breanne Chandler. They made it into the second round. And Andreyko went into the semifinals with his partner, Jeff Snyder, and had a nice run there, too. So they're both accustomed to winning. This is the last performance of the season for one of these guys. The winner will go on.
Get out of here.
Yep,
You're done.
The winner will go on to face the winner of the match between Ben Bateman and Marc Andreyko's stablemate of the Fife Club, Clark Wolf. But these two, they're going to say some words about each other, and we're going to hear them. Here we go.
I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you.
Oh, this is definitely by far the most challenging match I think I've had as a player. Drew and I have been friends for almost 20 years, and his knowledge, I always say Drew is like me if I was smarter. He knows a lot about so much stuff. And if the categories are right, he can smoke me.
Have I accomplished everything? I haven't even begun, really. I mean, I had the championship belt with Sam for a very brief moment, but that's certainly not enough. I feel like in the singles, I have been so hit and miss that this tournament, I really got to bear down and I got to really focus. And dude, it's a scary first match. If I plan to get any further, you couldn't have put a bigger obstacle in my way.
This has been a pretty good year. I was far more active in the competition than I thought I was going to be at the outset. and I've had a pretty good record. I think even though I haven't actually won a belt, I think I'm probably I'm a pretty consistent performer. That could also change on a dime. I'm overdue for a match where I'm 2 points to 35.
I've known Andreyko long enough, just personally, away from the movie Trivia Schmoedown for decades now, and he and I come from very similar places, and we have very similar bases of knowledge. And so I think on any given day, that wheel spin or that pull of a question is I'll be haunted by that free-for-all moment forever.
Oh, if I win this whole tournament and I get to play Roca, that's almost as delicious as playing Bibiani again. There would be a lot of fun playing Roca, and as the last couple matches I've played, I think I've really gotten into the technique of the game and the psychology of the game. And Roca, like Bibbs, only takes, what did the Joker say? Just takes a little nudge to let gravity take. So if I can get to play him, I think I have a good chance because I can get in his head.
So here's the thing, Mark. You and I are friends. We'll be friends after this. But I've got to go over you. And so I am, because I want to face John Roca. It's one of those matches that I've been waiting for since I joined the league. And now that he's champion, I just have more reason to want it. So I'm sorry, Mark. This is as far as you go.
Drew, you're a good friend and a noble competitor. I just hope I don't lose by too many points. Good luck.
Mark, you're starting to sound like me. I'm enjoying this. I hope I can last longer than 4 questions.
That is trash talk. That was more like recyclables. It was nice. It was very
complimentary,
but they're both
cutting a JTH promo there.
They ultimately want to face John Roca.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this winner gets. Whoever wins this whole entire tournament gets to face the champion, John Roca.
What a pleasure.
They get to face him at the Schmoedown Spectacular in the main event. And as we already announced, the season premiere of Season 6 is going to be in New York.
What?
So not only the
I gotta book a ticket.
Hey, we just found that out on the Facebook page. It's almost like they knew this in advance.
Be defending in New York. And the other thing is there's going to be a #1 contender match at the Schmoedown Spectacular, and whoever wins that will be facing whoever the champion is.
You
at New
tricked
York.
us
So
all. You said you were getting close to making a decision. You
You
lied!
in the #1 contender match. If you can
I forgive you,
become at least one
Christian.
of the finalists, the #1 contender match, but it is all about trying to get to John Roca at the Spectacular.
2 questions. You're a New Yorker. I'm flying into Newark. Close enough?
I'll see if Ken's available.
Sounds good. My other question is, what is the tail of the tape for these two gentlemen?
Tail of the tape, you've got The Godfather.
Wonder how
Drew
similar they'll
McWeeny,
be. 70s, 80s, 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, you name it.
And then Mr. Marc, the android Andreyko, whose strengths are comic book movies.
Now I think we need to have a
musicals,
Patreon
and
exhibition match.
making sure
80s movies.
You balance the questions.
Mark and Drew.
I think that's the strength of every competitor.
80s Iron Man match.
Thank you for the help.
And somewhere I know he's smiling.
We appreciate your tips.
So with that, we are ready to get going.
Oh, yeah, just speak for me. Fine, we're both ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the
movie trivia Schmoedown. Now I can drink.
Introducing first, with a record of 4 wins, 3 defeats, he is the former movie trivia Schmoedown team champion of the world.
It's so long since we heard this.
The Godfather, Drew McWeeny. There's Drew.
Here comes Drew McWeeny. Nice acknowledgement of the announcers up here at the desk, waving to the crowd that.
Hey, that's my name.
It's a pretty good intro for an underdog.
He's a big fan favorite. Well, the thing is, underdog by record.
He's an underdog. Nobody thinks he can win today.
All right. And his opponent.
I also like the fact that they made sure not to pull any kind of swerves whatsoever during that Schmoedown preview. Christian and Mark literally split on every single match. That way there's no way you can be deceived by what you think is going to happen.
Here's Marc, the android, Andreyko. There's Emma Andreyko, the madman himself.
Opening the handshake. What a nice handshake.
Yeah.
I'm just
Wonder Woman theme. And here comes a Mark.
Who, me? What, me worry? Michael Jordan hitting 5 threes in the first half of a finals game. Look right to the camera.
I'm just excited to see the Fight Club back together. We haven't seen them together since before Anarchy happens. They're standing And we are ready to get going. What is round number 1 here, Mark?
Round number 1 is going to be 8 questions, and they are asked to the field. That means once a competitor hears a question, you can go ahead and use the marker to start writing your best attempt.
Tournament match, I'm sure the questions have been bumped up in quality from average to above average, which means I will go from 2 questions right to probably 1.
That is just to you, but I guess with the gentleman up here at the desk, both of them have a pretty good chance at getting perfect round number 1s. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing in round 1. I'll remind each gentleman of your 3 usages throughout the 3 rounds of the match of the JTE rule. If you're not sure you heard a question correctly, you need to repeat it, or you just want to buy yourself some time to think of the correct answer, use the JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to lose. I'm a little nervous because Drew McWeeny has a Coca-Cola up there on the desk, but it looks very warm, and that is gross.
All right. Well, maybe it fuels him to be even more scary than he is.
I peed in it, actually.
Did you?
It's poison anyway, but at least let's get some ice cold poison.
Marc Andreyko just went heel. All right, here we go. So we are ready to get going. Marc Andreyko, are you ready?
Sure.
McWeeny, are you ready?
I am now.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay!
Lusty crowd here.
Maybe I should just act like Mark.
The kickoff of the playoffs.
Yay.
Question 1 in action adventure, gentlemen. Johnny Depp appears as a CIA agent trying to kill a drug lord in which installment of Robert Rodriguez's Mexico trilogy?
Have you ever been to Mexico?
No, I have not.
I got a Rosarito, I got a Tijuana, and I got a Cancun, where I drank Bud Light and went to TGI Fridays.
4. Proud of you.
Did not get the culture,
2.
unfortunately.
I get you. 1.
I'll say Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
Yes, sir. McWeeny.
That would be Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Tie game.
All right.
Yay! I got 1 right.
So your next category is the world of comedies. Haha. Your question is, Jim Carrey plays a character by the name of Fletcher Reed in what 90s classic comedy? So I would like to go to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico because that's where Sammy Hagar celebrates his birthday every year.
I'd like to watch Lucas again. 5, 4,
pivotal
3
question is the turn.
Yeah. 2, 1. Drew McWeeny.
I believe it is Liar Liar.
You'd be correct. Marc Andreyko.
Liar Liar.
Tie game.
They ain't lying.
Oh, it is Liar Liar. God dang it. I thought that was a 2000 release.
Dramas.
I didn't realize it was that early.
Med student Skylar in Good Will Hunting.
You ever see that Good Will Hunting?
Very many so's.
Yeah.
Many so's.
Very many so's.
Very many so's.
You're working on your response
5.
timing. And
Working on my spoons.
You're really
4,
pushing it.
3, 2,
Collider Live.
1. Pens down, please. And Marc Andreyko.
Mini Driver?
Yes, sir.
That
And
would be Mini Driver.
tie game. Here we go.
All right, both competitors flicking the jab early, feeling each other out. Your next question comes from the world of animated movies. They're either drawn by hand or more likely on a computer. Your
Thanks,
question
Mark.
is, who directed the 2004 film The Polar Express? Have never seen this one, although I hear the kids love it.
That's not true. They like the book. 5, 4. All kids.
Kids
3.
read?
Yeah. 2.
I thought they just watch YouTube videos.
1. Drew McWeeny.
With the assist of Dark Sorcery, that would be Robert Zemeckis.
Yes, sir. And Marc Andreyko.
Robert Zemeckis.
We are tied, ladies and gentlemen.
All
right,
4,
perfect
I thought it was
round
Spielberg
through
for some
And
reason.
these 2 titans keep on going. Here we go. Fantasy sci-fi. Which 2000 sci-fi film stars Cillian Murphy, Chris Evans, Rose Byrne, and Michelle Yeoh?
It's the 2000s.
Yeah.
So any day. Yeah, but you led right into the sci-fi.
Yeah.
You were like, what's 2000 sci-fi?
They got it. 5,
I don't
4,
know.
3, 2, 1. Marc Andreyko.
Sunshine?
Yes. And McWeeny.
Sunshine.
5.
Wow.
5.
Okay.
I like
thought
it.
that might be the toughie in
I
round
just
number 1,
learned
so we could
something
be looking at
today.
2 perfect rounds. Your next question.
I'll learn a
comes
lot
from the
more
world
when these
of
questions get
1980s
asked.
movies. And your question is, who played vampire leader David in The Lost Boys?
The groan from the crowd. It is the first round, everybody.
Man.
You didn't hear me groan.
5.
Thinks that they
4.
could just be up there
Right.
and answer
3.
these
I
questions.
wish I
I
had
remember
those
hearing the question in the Lon Harris match. Which one is it?
I'm right here, Christian.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's pens down. Pens down, please. And Drew McWeeny.
That would be Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes, it is.
Kiefer Sutherland.
6-6.
He's a great actor and even better at throwing himself into an Icelandic Christmas tree.
The next question is in the realm of horror/thriller.
That was for RB3.
What is the name of the murderer whose soul is bonded to a Chucky doll in Child's Play?
Do you believe that like a doll could be possessed? Because I kind of do. Have you ever seen old ventriloquist dummies?
Oh, I've seen it happen in my living room.
What?
5.
You don't
Scary.
do
Just
horror.
turns on for no reason.
It's not
4.
my thing.
Really? 2. Where?
Apparently with a lot of other movies also.
Pens down, please. And Marc Andreyko.
Charles Ray Evans?
No, and
I don't think I have it right either. Billy Ray Lee.
both combined. Charles Lee Ray.
Charles Lee Ray.
Oh. Oh.
The door, the perfect way it was.
Okay, and no perfect rounds. Hey, we save a question, but they each have one more question to go in round number 1. It's your last category, and it is a Patreon question. Thanks to all the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreons. We support each and every one of you for your patronage.
And thank you for letting me have this shirt.
Jonathan Peck. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for being such a loyal Schmoedown Patreon contributor. And he wanted the category of Steven Spielberg films.
Oh.
The Hack That Made a Shark movie. Here's your
Who
question.
directed this film?
Plays the
Steven
title
Spielberg.
character of the BFG in the movie The BFG. I really like that movie.
Still haven't seen it.
I thought we saw it together.
No. Wait. I saw some.
I remember
5.
this
Did you
film.
leave?
4.
Did I offend you?
Remember
Yeah, at the
people
end,
not
3.
caring for this film.
2. 1. Pens down, please. And Drew McWeeny.
I am so offended I don't remember the gentleman's name.
Oh,
Andreyko.
boy.
I was going to write he won an Oscar for Bridge of Spies.
Oh, which is correct, but you can't get the end.
Looking
Mark
for
Rylance.
Mark
Mark
Rylance.
Rylance, damn it.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
He robbed that old boxer of a statue.
Oh, at least it wasn't Rob
That's 'cause
Schneider.
you're a BFG, a big fucking geek.
All right, round 2 now starts. We are tied up. Marc Andreyko and Drew McWeeny are tied up at 6.
Big
Both played a tremendous
effing
first
geek.
round. Both missing.
That's a good one, Mark. 2
Points
points for you.
Number
Ding!
2, Mark, how does that
The
work?
best of friends still, soon to be bitter enemies from here.
Hope
to
that doesn't
4.
determine the
The
match.
wheel round is upon us. The wheel of fate, doom, justice, and a sponsored wheel today. I mentioned the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Today's wheel is sponsored by none other than Kyle Gerbrandt. Thank you so much, Kyle. His slices today are Scorsese films and Stanley Kubrick films. He likes himself some directors. Now, that wheel is out there.
And then
It's got
watch
10 different
directors
movie
be on there
categories,
also.
including Kyle's 2 picks.
Because
Plus a spinner's
directors,
choice, and what every competitor
directors.
dreads, opponent's choice. Each one of y'all is going to get 1 spin at the wheel. If you don't like the
I know
category
my
you
wedge
spin,
wouldn't
you
be
do
on
have
here
one
because
mulligan. You may
musicals is
spin
going to be the
again,
next
at
one
which
that I
point
put on
you
there.
have to answer 4
And
questions from
Mark
said
probably put
category. Each
musicals on there
question is worth
himself.
2
So
points.
I
If you're
think
not
we
sure
can
the
cross
answer, you
mine
can
out.
ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is correct. If you get that one right, you get 1 point. Keep in mind, both competitors, stealing is available. In round number 2, will thievery ensue? Christian George.
Now, both have their JTE rules and both have their challenges.
Yes, they do.
Marc Andreyko does come in with a higher rank this tournament. So, Mark, would you like to go first or second? You're going to go first. Please spin from the wheel and not the peg, please.
He's going to go first.
Not the pegs. Not the pegs.
Wheel. He's lining it up.
He's
He's
aiming.
Yeah, musicals
like
is
he would
on
line up a putt at the U.S. Open.
He's aiming for musicals. He's not looking.
I hate them greens on the U.S. Open. I played Congressional once.
This wheel tortures people.
Yeah.
It tortures
The wheel
people.
gets into their heads
Yeah,
like
it's a good
Charles
spin.
Lee Ray got into that Chucky doll.
Uh-oh. It's going to go past it? Is
It's
it
going to pass
It's
opponent's
passing opponent's
choice.
Uh-oh,
Andreyko
look at
doesn't
this.
worry about that.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Thriller. Thrillers.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Would you like
You
to
made
take
Mark
the
look. He
famous
didn't want to
1983
look.
Michael
Shame
Jackson
on
album?
you,
No,
Christian.
Marc Andreyko was just a part of that. You're going to take it, which makes sense. Marc Andreyko just big part of that Patreon horror match,
Gonna take it.
which is available now on Patreon if you want to see it. It was a fatal 5-way for the horror match. Okay, here we go.
5-way makes sense in the world of horror.
All right, here we go. In the category of thriller, who plays Vincent Ray, who's the junkie that shoots Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense?
Donnie Wahlberg.
For 2 points. Okay.
We were looking for a Donnie Wahlberg.
Question 2. What is the name of the main antagonist of the Saw series?
Jigsaw.
That's correct. Johnny Depp plays a rare book dealer who, while seeking out the last 2 copies of a demon
The
text.
Ninth Gate.
Correct.
Wow.
All right. And-
Rudely didn't even let you finish.
Mark
the
has a
question.
habit of
Right,
doing
and
that.
Your last question.
But
here.
it cost
Who
him
plays
in
the
the
villainous
Bibiani
Ray Marcus,
match.
leader of the murderous rednecks in Nocturnal Animals?
Oh, Aaron Taylor
For
Johnson.
2 points. Marc
Wow.
Andreyko cleaning
Blazing
up.
through that like Sherman
And it's
blazed
over.
through
That,
Atlanta.
and that round is over. So now Drew McWeeny is up. Drew, please spin from the wheel, not the peg.
And I feel like a restaurant person
First spin for Drew
And
McWeeny.
here it goes.
celebrating a
Christian
happy
staring right at
birthday.
the wheel.
with the champ's
Andreyko
lunch.
doesn't look at it.
Champ's
McWeeny
lunch.
staring daggers into it.
Staring at it.
Ah.
Shut up, Sam.
The rule, the luck that this guy has had so far with the wheel this year has been
The luck?
unbelievable.
He's got to be looking for. He's not going to get 80s.
Yeah.
He could get. Oh!
Famous
Actors and actresses.
Gonna keep it. All right.
And he merely shrugs. He merely shrugs. He doesn't fear any
That's not
category
70s
in
or
the movie
80s
trivia
or
Schmoedown.
70s and 80s and movies that come from the 80s.
There we go.
Famous actors and actresses. Drew, these are actors and
In the
actresses
80s film.
repute. Your first question. What is the first Wes Anderson film to feature Bill Murray?
Rushmore.
That's correct.
Give him 2 points. Give him 2 points. The crowd applauds. We move on to your next question. In the romantic adventure Robin and Marian, Sean Connery played Robin Hood. But who played the role of Lady Marian?
Audrey Hepburn.
2 more points for Drew McWeeny. All right, the warm Coke doing him wonders thus far. Your next question.
Oh, you meant the soda. Oh,
It's the secret.
What classic Hollywood
We all know
actor's
Pepsi's
real
better.
name was Marion Morrison?
Shares a birthday with me. John Wayne.
That is correct.
You are right, partner.
Nice.
That is not at all a John Wayne. That's more of a Bostonian. Apologies, we'll move on.
That's when he was in Good Will Hunting.
Yep. So Marc Andreyko holding on to 2 points, but here's McWeeny's last question.
And them apples have given you this final question. Who voiced the title character in 2010's Marmaduke?
Owen Wilson?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Jack Black, B, Jim Carrey,
It might
C,
be Owen Wilson.
or D, Mike Myers?
I think it's C. Owen Wilson.
You think correctly.
Wow, 1 point.
I got a
lead
question
here by
right.
Andreyko.
That Drew needed help.
Wow, what a
Ha!
round 2. And that's it. That's the game, Andrew.
When I can brag, I will brag. Just give me that, please. There's not much I can cheer about with these when it comes to my knowledge of movies.
Third round. All right, how's it work, Mark?
Round number 3. I hope both you gentlemen enjoy round 3 because this is the last round you will ever play as friends. You will each give us 3 numbers. Those numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number corresponds to a different category of movie trivia know-how up here at the answer desk. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one, 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, 5-point question. Marc Andreyko, you find yourself not only the favorite, but also enjoying a 1-point cushion over Drew McWeeny. So you will be giving us your preferred numbers first.
1 for the 1-point lead, 5 for my 5 victories, and 3 for my 3 losses.
Nice. I like that.
What a numbers guy.
All right, Drew McWeeny.
10 for my first son's age, 13 for my second son's age, and 18 for my girlfriend's.
Oh, he went.
I thought you were going to say your girlfriend's age.
He went family with a joke capper.
If that was your girlfriend's age, I would let you win.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to start here.
For my girlfriend's age?
So
Oh,
Drew McWeeny,
yeah.
starter. He is down. He needs to hit his 2-pointer here.
Drew, your first
Drew
question comes in the
McWeeny
category of
chose
1910.
category Number 10.
Not
Classics.
where I was leading.
Ah, well,
Classics.
1910s.
All right, here you go. According to Humphrey Bogart at the end of Casablanca, what will he and Ingrid Bergman always have?
Paris.
Correct for 2 points. All right.
They're always going to have Paris, and now Drew McWeeny has himself a lead.
No,
so
the
we
answer
go
is the
over
Pittsburgh
to
Steelers.
Marc Andreyko. Marc Andreyko, you selected number 1 because you think you are the best. It's a
I'm
2
not a
I'm
mirror,
the
according
best.
to Snow.
I'm the best.
And your question for 2 points and to regain the lead over warm Coke drinking Drew is, in The Greatest Showman, who plays Charity Barnum, the wife to P.T.?
Michelle Williams.
2
Give him
points.
2 points.
Back and forth. All right, so now we go back to Drew McWeeny with category number 13, Action Adventure. Action Adventure. Okay, here you go. The Raid series takes place in which country?
Indonesia.
For 3 points.
All right.
Okay.
3 points, 2-point
I'm
lead,
guessing it was
and now
not
we go back to
Greenland.
Marc Andreyko, for your second question, for 3 points, you selected the number 5. So that's how many golden rings you claim to own. And your question
I'm wearing
is,
all 5 of them. Figure it out.
in the world of horror movies, your question is, what is the last name of the paranormal investigating couple in The Conjuring?
Oh,
Come on, Mark, take your time.
5,
Got the repeats.
4,
Use them.
3, 2, 1.
repeat the question.
What is the last name of the paranormal investigating couple in The Conjuring?
5.
Yeah, I don't got it.
4, nothing?
Nothing. We were looking for the Warrens. Couldn't conjure the name of the Warrens, the people who put ghosts in houses in the first place.
So Marc Andreyko has to hit his 5-pointer here, or the Godfather will advance to the second round. Mark, what's he got?
He has selected number 3. Number 3 and the number of Mark Mosley corresponds to the category of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise movies. And your question is, for 5 points and a lead, at least for a time, who plays the intimidating Winston Cup champion Rowdy Burns in Days of Thunder?
Michael Rooker?
He got 5 points, and he's back on top.
Wow.
Drew McWeeny can't help but smile.
That's a hell of a pull, man.
All right, Drew McWeeny here is now forced to hit his 5. If he hits the 5, he advances. If he misses it, Marc Andreyko advances. We are down to the final question here, Mark. It is from category number 18, and that is in the category of biopics. Biopics. In Apollo 13,
How about biography
what was the flight
pictures?
concerned astronaut Ken Mattingly would come down with, dashing his hopes of joining the mission?
A cold.
And your winner, advancing to the next round, Marc the Android Andreyko. The answer was the measles. The measles was the answer.
With measles.
And Andreyko moves on here. A cold, and the separation between the measles and the android will now be playing either Ben Bateman or Clark Wolf. Marc Andreyko just beating McWeeny here, 21-18. What a battle it was.
Yeah.
That was a heavyweight championship fight. Marc Andreyko advances to the second round now. The question is, who does he want to see? Does he want to see Ben Bateman, who he's beaten before, or does he want to go head-to-head with his stablemate, Clark Wolf? What an interesting match
And
that
get
would
the
be.
match
We're
we
gonna
should have
find
had
the answers to that
6
question and more with Jen
months
Sturgeon. Here
ago.
we go.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturgeon here with Drew, the Godfather McWeeny. Drew, it says something when you score 18 points and still somehow lose.
You know, Mark and I were neck and neck, and it's the difference between 2 questions. Like, in a match like that, that makes all the difference in the world. So I really can't be upset. Like,
No.
I feel like if I got the Robin and Marion question, but I missed the Marmaduke question, I'm okay with that. I can live with that knowledge.
Yeah, I was going to say, fuck Marmaduke. I feel like we both share that sentiment right now. Oh, but, you know, ultimately it came down to round 3, and you just...
I have clearly got to see Apollo 13 again.
Yeah.
It has been a while, and yes, that movie is next up on my playlist.
Not gonna lie, I was on WebMD trying to figure out if I have the cold or measles.
That's definitely happening very, very soon now.
Oh, but I mean, this has been such a crazy year for you. You know, you had such a great run in the teams tournament with Brienne, obviously beating the Patriots with Sam, holding the belts. I mean, what a year. Like, I know that this is the end of your season, but you have absolutely nothing to be ashamed about.
It's okay. It was all right. It's been an interesting season. I've definitely learned a lot this year.
Yeah. I think one of the highlights for me this season was just seeing the look of joy on your face and just the shout that you gave out when you and Sam won the belts.
I appreciate that. And it really was my favorite moment so far in the Schmoedown, not because of the win, but because it felt like I finished something I started. And that is a big deal for me. So, you know, doing that with Sam was a great thing. But there's a lot that I just haven't done yet. So.
All right. Well, like I said, this is the end of your season, but I really hope to see you back next season. And I really can't wait to see what's next for you.
We'll see.
Oh, wait, I do have something for you. Someone told me that you liked cannolis.
It's the one and only. Thank her for me. All right.
Thank her yourself.
All right. Thanks, Brienne. All right. Take care.
See you. And I'm back with Marc Andreyko and the 5 Club. All smiles. Yeah. Mark, you still look like you're in shock.
I really am. Like when I'm up against people like Ethan or Drew, who are so good, it wasn't false like, oh, I'm going to lose. I legitimately thought, as long as I don't lose by too many points, that's a win. And when Christian stretched out at the end, and your win, I was like a slow motion. And then he said me, and I was like, oh, he's just screwing with me. So I'm completely gobsmacked because, in addition to Drew and I have been friends for almost as long as I've been in LA, he's an amazing player and has a wealth of knowledge that he's probably forgotten more than I know. So this is still this is even more shocking to me than Ethan.
Do you think coming into these matches with the mindset of just taking one question at a time and not getting ahead of yourself and believing your own hype has helped you?
Yeah, I think I've learned from watching great players, and I've learned the strategy. And I know that, like when Snyder and I played Alonso and Adichie, and I did the graphic novel question, I knew that wasn't going to change the outcome, but I learned from strategy. You get a challenge, it throws off the rhythm of the other team, and I thought the question wasn't written correctly because technically I am correct. But I knew that was a strategy thing, and I wouldn't have known that even 6 months ago. So it's become trying to play the game. But with this, I just came in thinking I'm just going to have fun, and this felt like why I joined Schmoedown, because Drew and I both care about each other. We're both friends. We both respect each other, and by the time we got to round 3, we were 16-16 or 16-17. I was like, even if I miss all 3 questions, we got to a place I have nothing to be embarrassed about.
It's funny, before we went out, we were actually joking that Andreyko and Drew should just answer all of their questions wrong until the final round, the 2, the 3, and the 5, and ultimately that is effectively what it boiled down to. Almost, I really thought you guys were going to go tied into that last round. Yeah. And when Andreyko spun Thrillers, I was watching and I was like, he's going to keep that. He's going to keep that. And he totally nailed it. And it was still, even knowing how good he is in that category, it was still so exciting to watch.
Absolutely. I thought both of them were actually going to have a perfect round 1. I was like, has this happened before?
Every time Ellis says that, it guarantees no one will.
And the fact
you, Ellis. He's the typhoid Mary.
Well, and the fact that between the two of you, you had the Charles Lee Ray answer correct was just so funny. It's great.
Absolutely. And then obviously, like you said, it came down to round 3. Yeah. And now I think looking ahead in the tournament, you have a rough path ahead of you. Like, as if facing a powerhouse like McWeeny wasn't bad enough for your first round. Next round, you're either going to face Ben Bateman, who you've faced multiple times.
And beaten.
Or you're going to have to face your stablemate, Clark Wolf.
If I do have to face Clark, it's going to be a lot like this match. It's going to be 2 friends playing against each other in a fun, as affectionate as a competition can be. And if I win or she wins, it's a win for the Fife Club. It's a win. And if I play Ben, well, that's just practicing for who I'm going to beat the next round after him.
Wow. No hugs in that match. Oh, and, speaking of Ben Bateman, obviously, Emma, you haven't been around lately, but there's been a little bit of smack talk. I don't know if you've heard with Tom Dagnino.
Tom Dagnino likes to just keep throwing my name out there, and I would like to point out that Tom Dagnino may think that he is a contender for Manager of the Year, but I would like to remind everybody that as soon as JTE and Snyder lost the team belts, Tom Dagnino abandoned them. I would never do that to my teammates here. All of a sudden, Tom Dagnino is representing Ben Bateman, and Ben Bateman's the little golden boy. Well, honestly, Ben Bateman as a heel kind of pales in comparison to his own usual teammate, Andrew Guy. That's just my opinion, but Tom Dagnino, stop. I don't care. It's over. We're going to beat you. Clark is going to beat Ben, and if she doesn't, then Andreyko is going to beat him. This is not hard. This is just science facts.
Well, you have that there. I guess all that's left is here's some cannolis for you guys. Enjoy them.
I mean, we'll take them.
Good luck in the next round. I cannot wait to see what happens.
And once again, I do have to give one last shout out to Drew. He's an awesome competitor, and the only thing more impressive than how smart he is what a nice guy he is. So this is a really nice moment. I'm sad I beat him because he's my friend, but it's a real sort of ego boost in the best possible way. So thanks, Drew.
I mean, very interesting there. Drew McWeeny obviously very upset. That's the end of his season right now.
Tough run for a great competitor in this league.
In general, in this season, you look what he has done. I mean, him and Sam Levine are the only team to ever beat the Patriots twice. They did that. He won the championship. He had an okay run in the teams, and then unfortunately falling short here in the first round of the tournament, but he wants to come back. He's ready to come back.
He's going to be ready for a new. Maybe in the meantime, he goes and visits Sam at Del Boca Vista. I hear Sam is doing great at lawn bowling.
We will see. But you look at Marc Marc Andreyko, who's still in a state of shock as he has won. Every time he thinks he's not going to win, he winds up doing it, and he pulled off a hell of a victory here. That first round was incredible. They both had great second rounds.
And what a test that is for a competitor early in the round to beat somebody like of the caliber of Drew McWeeny. Now, I don't think he's going to fear either opponent. He may not want to play certain people because he has alliances, but he ultimately, like you said, wants to get to the spectacular. Marc Andreyko does not fear anyone.
He doesn't, and look, he said as much in the interview there that he would be honored to play against Clark Wolf, who's part of the team champions, but he, of course he doesn't want to do that, and he would love to get the opportunity to play Ben Bateman again and to beat Ben Bateman again. That's something that he wants to do. So, and it is nice to see Emma Fyfe and Rachel and Marc Andreyko back together again.
Getting the band back together.
Yeah, I mean, you see, Emma Fyfe is a hell of a manager. This is another victory for her this year. Her and Tom Dagnino are back.
They on a mission from God.
The manager of the year.
It's going to be a big award.
It's a big fight here, and they're both fighting, and she's got yet another person advancing. This is a hell of a year for Emma Fyfe as a manager. It's a hell of a year for Marc Andreyko. He's now 4-1 overall this year, and it's a well-earned victory, Mark. It was a good fight.
It's a hell of a year for the movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. We mentioned it during the match. Check it out right now. If you haven't already, select which tier is right for you. Make sure you check out all the Carnage recap on the Schmoedown Rundown, and check out the movie Trivia
all
Schmoedown
the tiers,
Facebook
all the
page.
perks.
Of course, that's on Twitter.
Tons of cash.
We'll see you for the next match, which is going to be the rookie sensation, the Cobra, Chance Ellison against Ethan Irwin. We'll see you next time.
Come in.
Hey, Commish.
Hey, Christian.
How are you, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Great? I was going to tell you. I just, as your friend, you seem a little stressed these days.
You know, I am a little stressed, but it's okay. I'm getting through it.
Good.
I thank you for coming over.
Of course.
I just wanted to talk to you real quick because I've been feeling bad because you challenged me a while ago.
Long time ago.
Very long time ago, and I kind of dismissed you in hand. And it's been weighing on me. I feel like I dismissed you a little too quickly. I felt threatened, and I apologize. So I've been thinking a lot about it. Been talking to my therapist. My bills have been very large. But the point of the matter is, I've decided that I think it would be in my best interest as a human and as a commissioner, and best for the league, if we just go ahead and compete, put the commissionership on the line, and you and I can compete, and whoever wins will be the commissioner next year.
It's unexpected.
Yeah. So
let me get it straight.
Yeah.
So you're saying me versus you at the Spectacular.
Correct.
Winner gets the commissionership. That's it.
Yes. End of story. Full stop.
That's it.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Why?
I don't know.
You've been asking for this for months.
No, it seems a long time. I don't know. I'm having fun calling the matches. A lot less stress. Not enough. No more people yelling at me. Really. No one knocking on my door and asking for stuff. And to be quite honest, it's really been fun to watch you sweat.
Please.
Please. That word. What's that word really mean these days, right? Please.
Just do the damn match.
Please take my job.
Please.
Can you sing it?
Please.
That's good. That's too much. All right, I'll let you up the hook. One-on-one, but you got to make me a promise, though. No more Hawaiian shirts if I win ever again.
Fine.
Yes.
What do you have against a shirt? There's nothing wrong with a shirt.
I'm going to take it back, and the league will be back to order. So that was a stupid move. You dropped something on the floor.
God damn it.
What's up, Schmoedown fans? Frank here, and it is time for your
Welcome back.
Breakdown. First match.
I thought you were
round
gone
of the
forever,
Saturday
Frank.
tournament, and we are off to the races with Andreyko and McWeeny. After one round of play, both locked up at 6 apiece, and that was a good sign for both of them as their average hovers around 5 points. Into the second
Good to
round,
hear from you
Andreyko
again,
takes
Frank.
thriller
Welcome
and
back,
runs the board
welcome
for
back,
all 8
welcome
points.
back.
Now Andreyko has gone 4 for 4.
Even though I see you
3
every
times
week on the
previously
rundown.
in his career, this is just the second time he's earned all 8 points. He previously did it in the category of 90s. As for Drew McWeeny trying to keep pace, he settles with the category of famous actors and actresses. He ends up going 4 for 4 as well, but just for 7 points. McWeeny in his 8 singles
That
matches
did seem
now
like
has
the most
only missed
random
5
famous
questions in his
actors and
career for
actresses
teaming
question I've seen
second
yet.
round questions and has earned 77% of those
Famous
points.
actors and actresses.
Closing
Who
out
was
the match in the
Marmaduke?
final round, Andreyko forced it back to McWeeny
Oh my
for a 2-point
God!
game. And Lifetime, McWeeny coming into this match on 5
Category
was
of
1 for 3,
biography
and all 3 times
pictures.
he had to answer a 5-pointer, the match resulted in a loss for him, and unfortunately, that's exactly what happened here, and Marc Andreyko wins by a score of 21 to 18. Going inside the numbers, not much separated these two on the day, as both players answered 12 of 15 questions for 80% accuracy, but it was
80%,
the
80%.
the
The point
that decided
possible
this match.
is
The
so
combined
much
39
different.
points for this match is the highest for a 3-round match since the Andreyko-Irwin match when they combined for 40 points. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Rundown Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday on the Collider Podcast Network on YouTube and the Collider Factory podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
I've been waiting so long to say this. Thank you, Frankie Stats JTH. All right. I said at the beginning, I thought this was going to be a great match and going to be really close. Didn't realize how right I was going to be, but of course I knew how wrong I would be because I was wrong. I picked the wrong winner. This is like watching the Detroit Lions on Thursday. So Drew was somebody that I had in the finals, so forget everything. Yay! We'll just sit back and enjoy the tournament again, just like I enjoyed the team tournament very quickly into it. So Marc Andreyko moves on. He continues his hot streak. He seemed much more focused, laid back, and cool and calm and collective. I don't know. Maybe he needed to get out of that team tournament, I guess. The Snyder Heat must have been clashing with him, but yeah, he seemed fine. Now going back to play either Ben Bateman or Clark Wolf. Obviously, I'm sure many people would like him to play Bateman. I'm sure a lot of people would like him to play Clark also. It's gonna be interesting to see who comes out on top, considering how he played in this, considering how he might play in the next match. Because obviously playing against someone like Drew, he seemed, much more laid back and just happy to be playing. But someone like Ben, we might get that Andreyko that showed up in the tournament late, get him a little on edge. So gonna be interesting to see where that goes. So obviously, as they stated, the next match is going to be Chance Ellison versus Ethan Irwin. I have some thoughts about that, but I'll get into those thoughts when that match happens on Friday or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whenever my video gets put online. But with that being said, that is going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their content and to mine as well, if you so choose. Always watch their content first. It is the right thing to do. Join the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page. Join the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Twitter page at the Schmoedown. Join the Patreon page also, where you can get content like this. I set them out of order. I goofed. What else is new? And also, you can follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1. I post all my reactions to that channel. But with that being said, that's going to do it. I'll see you on Friday, Saturday, whenever. This is JTH. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hogs, dogs, turkey, chicken, rabbit, you name it. And I'll see you next time. Adieu, adieu.